Dopamine, it is the neurotransmitting hormone. Basically, it's the chemical of want and desire. It is normally referred to as the feel-good hormone. It is responsible for the adrenaline of pleasure, the sense of reward, and the motivation we need as human beings. For an example, as a forex trader, and I begin to stack up trades, what will happen is that immediately when it goes into profit and I see all the blue, dopamine will release a sense of reward. Why is this? Because as a human being, your brain will release a good feeling, a sense of reward and success, because it thinks that you're doing good and adding up to the well-being of your life. So since one had that influx of dopamine, what will happen is that my brain and my body will tell me it wants more by giving me the adrenaline. And it will happen in no time, I'll find myself stacking up trades, because it's not about how much money that I'm gonna make anymore, but it is about the feeling of survival, the feeling of making it big, the feeling of becoming a better person, and my life is gonna change. And that adrenaline and that expectation of reward is what gets a lot of us traders into the trap, because dopamine is driving you higher and higher, but doesn't care about the downside of trading or what else may happen, which is losing your money. And what happens is that the moment you find yourself as an addict of dopamine, you're driven by it, you're controlled by it, what happens is that you lose a lot of money unaware because of that adrenaline. And the moment you lift up so high and you lose everything, oh my God, it feels like the world is about to swallow you. It feels like you just want to run away. And this really happened to me as I'm talking about it right now. I lost 18,000 US dollars. And it was because of that adrenaline that I was feeling when I made that 18,000 US dollars. I stacked up trades, and what had ended up happening, I wanted to do it again because of that sense of adrenaline. But what had happened is that I lost everything. So I found myself depressed, demotivated. And what a lot of people or a lot of traders begin to do, we go into other ways of filling up that dopamine influx. Some traders, they watch porn. Some traders, they masturbate. Some traders, they party a lot. Some traders, they eat a lot. And that's what I began to do, eating a lot, junk food, and not really caring about, because now it needed another influx of dopamine. I began to go into gaming a lot. And the problem is not the act, but the influx of it and the more excessive of it that gives you dopamine that's not natural or unnatural, that you have not really produced as an individual. And through that, a lot of us find ourselves losing control of our lives, losing control of our trading plans and discipline, and we feel like giving up. And of course, that is how I felt. And I decided from then on to do what we call a dopamine detox, which is simply to concentrate and to realign my relationship with dopamine so that it can make me become a good trader, overall a good individual. And that's what I was doing in the past 30 days. And it came to myself that, oh my God, a lot of people and a lot of you guys who are watching this are going through it. And I wanted to give you some tips on how to detox from this kind of lifestyle and stronghold that's holding you. Because if you do not escape this, if you do not know it, you're definitely not gonna conquer it. An enemy that's not identified is an enemy that you will never conquer. And because of that, I am here to tell you all about it. Of course, family, so right now we want to talk about the detox and how to go about it. And as we understand, detoxing is basically taking each and everything out that's dirty to make sure that you leave the purest form of whatever the nature is or the state of that. So with that, I began to do a lot of changes to my life, basically starting to eat right. And of course, that's also my wife that was helping me with it. We started to eat the right kind of food, and of course we started to walk more instead of just trying to lift up the dopamine influx through gaming. We started to walk more instead of watching Netflixes and all of that. We started to do a lot of outdoor, activities, just to feel the melanin outside through the sun, and of course the fresh air, and of course that will make us even more healthier. And that was good a lot to our mental health, instead of trying to use mechanisms that take advantage of the dopamine that we have as human beings. Because what ends up happening when you're playing games and watching Netflix is that through games, as you've realized, they put a lot of rankings because they want to take advantage of the source of, or rather the sense of reward that you have as a human being, and the adrenaline of pleasure. So you have a good time, but after having a good time and a sense of achievement, finishing a certain stage, they give you a beginning of a new stage. So you end up wasting a lot of time and hours gaming because of that dopamine they're taking advantage of. Even Instagram and other apps, that's what they do. So to escape that, you want to look for more natural ways of feeding your dopamine, more natural ways of respecting your dopamine. Eat the healthiest food, watch stuff that adds value to you, and of course minimize gaming. If there's a place or a time that you do that, minimize, because what happens, it damages that dopamine. Then now you become lost and broken instead of having control all over your life. And of course, I believe if you can do this exercise, I believe it will change so many of your life as trader. And what you want to do, you want to get out of your comfort zone. This will help you, get out of the environment that you're used to, because it also conditions the dopamine that you feel. Family, it's very much important that I become really honest with you, that as you do this exercise, your life will change so much, and your relation to life and taking control and being aware of your surrounding and appreciating each and every moment that you have on this earth will increase more, and your sense of assignment, your sense of who you are and your identity will definitely be reaffirmed to you. And that's what really happened the past months. I understood who I really am, what is my mission, what I want to do with this channel, the style of trading that I want to stick to, the trading discipline. So sometimes it's not also just because I didn't follow my trading plan, but we have to discipline ourselves by conditioning ourselves to a standard and a regular pattern that we have to stay up to. And of course, if you're watching this and you like what I'm saying, and you like this type of content of self-development, because trading is not about clicking and buying, it's also about being aware who you are. And definitely, if you know who you are, you will know what to do. And of course, that's what I want you to find out through this dopamine detox, that you will challenge yourself. It's all about challenging yourself. If you're not happy with where you are in life, you gotta change that. You gotta stand up and change it. I was personally not happy when I looked in front of the mirror after some few months from just losing that 200k. It made me even lose more dopamine from just looking at myself. But it was not just enough to feel sorry for myself because I gained so much weight out of that, but it was also to stand up and say, you know what, I'm gonna do it for myself. I'm gonna take the change, and I'm gonna take the bull by its horns and carry on to push. And of course, that is what we call self-development. That is what we call taking charge of your life, taking control of your life. A lot of us, we want to better ourselves, but we should be aware of the traps and pitfalls that are set up with what God has given us to make sure that we advance ourselves in life. And of course, if you have enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this with everybody, because I want every trader to honestly know this, because I believe it's really going to help them so much in their day-to-day life, not just being a trader, but a better individual. This is your brother in the kingdom, Emmanuel Mokhale, signing out.